Today's little rehab session for you guys is about knee mobility, namely flexion. Now maybe you've just had surgery, or maybe you've just got a swollen knee and you've lost some of that knee flexion. Regardless, I'm going to give you 5 options depending on where you are in your rehab to help you improve that knee flexion range. First one is for those of you who've just come out of surgery, have got a swollen knee post-operatively, pretty common stuff. And what you'll find is you've lost some flexion because there's too much swelling there and it's painful. So what you do in that instance is just work on simple active knee flexion. But what I would make sure of is you've got a nice slidey surface here, maybe a sock, because you need as much non-resistance as possible to try and bend your knee, because hey, the resistance is in your knee, it's swollen, it's really hard to bend. Now for those of you who haven't had hamstring surgery, so say not an ACL, you've just had say arthroscope for a meniscus or something like that, or it's a swollen arthritic knee, I would just work on trying to bend your knee by pulling your heel to your hip. Pretty simple stuff, right? But what you've got to do is lots of repetitions to bend this. Stretching it once or twice is not going to work. What you need to do is lots and lots of slow reps like this, up, down, like 30 or 40 times to try and improve that range, because you're going to slowly bend the knee. You can't tolerate stretching it for long periods, so slowly bending and straightening the knee is all you can tolerate, but it also acts like a pump. Remember, there's fluid in there, so trying to just do a stretch to get rid of fluid is not going to work. You're going to have to cycle the knee up and down, and the other reason you're doing this is to try and get more flexion so you can get on the bike, and then the bike does that work. So this is really good as a segue into that, is how do I get my knee more flexion so I can get on the bike, walk better, that sort of thing. Well, this is number 1. Now, for this one, try and put a bit of weight through your heel. So sort of drag your heel, which fires up your hamstring, because hey, your hamstring bends your knee. So if you can sort of push down on your heel as you pull up, then you're going to get a better range in your knee each time. So reps, like I said, 30 or 40 reps, 3 or 4 sets, 3 or 4 times a day is what's going to take to get that knee better. Second one is for those of you who have had hamstring surgery because, say, you've had an ACL recon with a hamstring graft and you've got no power to bend your knee to get the flexion. What you do is you jump on your front and use your other leg to help it out. So what you do is put your good leg underneath the bad leg, and you actually use the good leg to pull up so the bad leg doesn't have to do anything. All right, so this is really good for those, like I said, who've had, say, hamstring problems here, and when you bend your knee, there's not enough power here to bend it, use your other leg. This one, same drill. You're going to try and go for, say, 30, 40 reps like this, act like a pump for the knee, bending, straightening, 3 or 4 sets, 3 or 4 times a day, because you're in that acute phase of trying to get your knee more and more into flexion. The more and more bend gives you more and more options to rehab it faster, and that's going to help your recovery go a lot quicker. Now, number 3 is when you're a little bit down the track in your knee flexion, but you want to get a bit more range than, say, 90 degrees, and you're having a few problems with the actual stiffness of the joint. Now, if you've had swelling there for a week or 2, this joint will get really, really tight, and the capsule can seize up a little bit, and so when you bend your knee, you get a bit of jamming. Now, that's when the physio comes in and starts mobilizing your knee and gliding and helping you with flexion. Now, you guys can do that at home. That's what I send people home with, is this exercise if they're capable. You do need to have a bit of mobility to be able to get your hands around and do that. So if you can't do that, maybe this isn't for you. But if you can get your hands around the front of your tibia here, so not over your knee, you've got to come down onto your tibia, so sort of below that tibial plateau, and you need to bring your hip into a bit of flexion here so you've got a bit of leverage. What you do is you're going to pull down with your arms, like your biceps and your back, to glide your tibia that way, because that's where it moves when you bend your knee. So if I go from extension to flexion, my tibia actually glides on my femur. I'm going to assist that movement, right? So I want to come in the front there. I'm going to, from extension into flexion like that, I'm going to pull down with my arms. So I get quite a bit of force down through there and pull that tibia in an AP direction. So in this position, it's sort of pulling it down, but I'm going in an anterior to posterior direction, like that, as I bend my knee. Now, of course, you can only go so far as your knee will flex, and you can also only go so far as the pain will allow. But this movement here is going to help glide that tibia. You have to be quite forceful on the glide, but you don't have to be forceful on the flexion. So think of light on the flexion, so light on the hamstring, use a bit of gravity, use a bit of hamstring to pull down, light on that, all right, so you don't go and jam your knee, but heavy on the pull. So heavy down on the tibia there, and then light on the flexion, which is exactly what I do for patients in the clinic. Number 4 is one of my personal favorites. What you'll need is a bench that you can elevate your foot up onto. Maybe you could use a sofa or a chair. Regardless, it's got to be heavy enough to sort of put a bit of weight through. Step back with the other foot, come forward so you can get your hand weight bearing on that, one hand on there. So you can see how I need about more than 90 degrees already. So for this stretch, you've got to have at least a bit more than 90 degrees. What you're aiming for is to get that last 130, right? So I want to put a bit of weight through here, put a bit of weight through there. But most of my weight's going through the back leg. So there's no sort of weight down on the knees, no body weight down on this. What I use is my body weight to flex the knee. So I'm going to slowly creep forward, push that knee forward. As I'm going forward, I want to drop down with the back leg. So my back knee is going into flexion, dropping down, which increases the flexion here. So I go forward and down, find where that pain or tightness point is, and then back away. All right? Make sure that heel doesn't come up. So when I come forward, I'm putting a bit of weight down through the heel, but like I said, most of my weight's through the back leg. So I don't have to put any pressure through here apart from the stretch, and then come away. Now, your reps and sets, again, slow, probably a little bit less than what you did with the sort of straight out of surgery ones. So I would go for maybe 10 or 20 reps of this, 3 sets of this, maybe a couple of times a day. So you're not doing as much because it's a little bit more into range, a little bit more aggressive. But again, you just got to be careful that you don't push this too hard and you stay out of that pain barrier, and just slowly work on that end range, or what your end range is, and through here, being careful that you're just stretching here, you're not jamming pain in the back. If there's got fluid in the back, you don't want to be going crushing that too much. Okay, this is more about stretching the front to try and get more and more range that way. The last one is to again get that end range flexion, but now you're sort of weight bearing down into the knee. So you've got to be able to tolerate kneeling on that knee. I would put a pillow or something soft under there to take away some of that sharpness of a hard surface. This one looks like a quad stretch, but you're not stretching a quad, you're still going to go for knee flexion. Now you can see how much knee flexion I need already at this point, but what I can do is start away from that, so I can sort of back off and take some pressure off the knee, so that at that point you should have nothing there. Then what you do, instead of a quad stretch, what you do is push your hip or your bum back to your heel. So think about, I'm going to sit back on my heel and bend my knee. And again, you go up to the point where you can feel that tightness through here, and then you back away. Same sort of reps and sets as we did on the bench. I would do probably around 10 or 20 of these, maybe 3 sets of this, depending on how many times a day you can get that done. And again, don't push back into the pain here. All right, so don't try and jam any pain in the posterior part of the knee. Stretching for the front is totally okay. For those of you, you shouldn't really have tightness in the quads here because the slack has come off the quads. It's more about the knee flexion range. And if you feel you loosen up with this as you go, just keep pushing backwards into there. Get right back into that point there as far as you can go, and then back off again. And every rep that you do or set you do, you get a bit more, then just go further into range to try and really get some increased flexion of that knee. So there's my 5. Hopefully, depending on what stage of knee flexion rehab you're at, these ones will help you. We'll see you next time. Now, if you are struggling with your rehab and you need specialized, structured physio exercise rehabilitation programs for your injury and surgery, then do yourself a favor and head to physiorehab.com or click on the website link in the description below. If you like the content on this channel, then hit the subscribe button, because the bigger the channel gets, the more free videos I can put up for you to watch.